Am I the a-hole for saying you should have thought about that before you procreated? My ex and I have a 13-year-old daughter, Nicole. Nicole has several medical conditions that require a lot of attention. She will need some sort of in-home assistance for the rest of her life. While we have an aide to help a couple of days a week, it is still a challenge. The outcome of Nicole's condition became clear when she was 2. At that point, my ex and I agreed we wouldn't have more kids because it wouldn't be fair to anyone. There'd be no way we could focus attention onto kids. Someone would lose out in this situation. We divorced when Nicole was 5. We originally had 50-50 custody. 3 years later, my ex remarried. His new wife, Callie, is nice. My ex did say that she didn't understand the severity of Nicole's condition. I figured there was a learning curve. Eventually, Callie basically said she wanted to be hands-off, which I respected, though I wondered how it'd work considering Nicole lives with them half the time. Last year, my ex and Callie had a baby. I was a little surprised given my ex was always firm on not having more kids but figured it wasn't any of my business. He did begin to complain that it was a lot of work juggling Nicole and the baby. I sympathized but really didn't know what else to say. Recently, the venting got worse. He said Callie yelled at him for taking Nicole to her physical therapy appointment instead of helping her with the baby. He brought up potentially having Nicole stay with me more. I wasn't entirely shocked, but it pissed me off. I said Nicole was his daughter. He can't just abandon that responsibility. He asked what he was supposed to do about the baby. I said maybe you should have thought of that before you procreated. I mean, really, we discussed this 10 years ago as to why it'd be hard to juggle 2 kids. Why did you think having another would be a good idea? He got quiet and said Callie wanted a baby. I said that isn't enough of a reason and maybe he should have thought harder before bringing more life into this world. The conversation ended with me saying I'd call my lawyer and we could arrange for him to have less custody as I'd rather my daughter be properly cared for than be viewed as a burden. Callie called me that night very upset that I had made my ex cry and that I said her baby shouldn't exist. I said that's not what I said completely, more that they didn't think it through. She called me a jerk. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my boyfriend for waking me up when I don't need to be awake? For background, my boyfriend and I are both 29 and have lived together for 3 years. And this morning, when I yelled at him, he told me to post the situation to Reddit. The whole time we've lived together, he's had this incredibly irritating need to wake me up when he wakes up, even when I don't need to be awake yet. He can fall asleep on a dime, but it usually takes me at least an hour to pass out. Melatonin gives me the worst nightmares, so that's a no-go. On top of that, I very frequently wake up a few times in the night. For the record, every time he sleeps, I let him sleep. It's Saturday and I woke up earlier than him. I just hang out quietly on my phone or go to the living room if I'm gonna be any semblance of loud. He's taking a nap. Lights are off. I make everyone be quiet and I leave him be, because sleep is important. He has let me nap longer than 30 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 times. He says that he does this stuff because normal couples want to spend time together, but it feels like a control thing to me. He is very often out all weekend and some weeknights, which I don't mind at all because friendships are super important. But that shoots down the quality time narrative for me. I have 2 kids from a previous relationship that are 8 and 6. Both kids have strep throat right now and one has scarlet fever on top of it. I currently also have strep. I have a constant headache, my throat and body hurts, and I am especially tired. Last night, he fell asleep at 12. I fell asleep at 1:30 and got up for the kids at 2:45 and 4. He gets up at 6:30 for work, and he woke me up at 7 for zero reason. Since he pulled this yesterday, waking me up to lock the door for him as he left his keys at work, I gave him my spare key the evening before so he could go to the gym. It was on the kitchen counter. I yelled Reed, sternly admonished. I can't physically yell right now at him, asking what on earth he feels the need to wake me up for. Does he feel wronged having to be the only one awake? Why would you not care about the needs of your girlfriend? I don't get it. He gave me the normal couples. Blah 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 and told me to post it here for judgment. Just for context, he works 8 till 5. I'm in college full-time and pursuing a separate certificate on top of that. He does not pay my bills edit. He pays his half, I pay my half of rent, utilities bills, bad phrasing, sorry or for anything my kids or I need, so it can't be resentment from that. All the chores that get done were done by me. He does start his own laundry and wash his own dishes most of the time so it can't be that either. Am I the a-hole for deliberately misunderstanding my child's father? So I had a baby some weeks ago with my partner to whom I'm not married. We've been together a while, and I've given many compromises in this relationship. While discussing baby's name, we had a few disagreements on names but ultimately decided on a name we both liked well enough. The surname was a sticking point. He wanted the baby to have his name alone. I offered to hyphenate BC. Logistically, it's easier for the baby to have both of our names. He's been drinking the red pill Kool-Aid lately, a large bone of contention in this relationship, and went off about how it's tradition and the right thing to do and his right as a man to have the baby have his surname. He told me I'd be emasculating him and may as well be a single parent if I won't grant him this one little ask. My word is final, baby's having one surname. This was late in my pregnancy and I didn't have it in to fight, so I told him that I understood what he was saying. Forgive and forgot till 3 weeks ago when baby's birth certificate came. He blew a gasket when he saw that I'd given the baby my surname. He rehashed the conversation above, saying I agreed to giving baby his surname. This is where I might be I did nothing of the sort. I told him I understood him, which I did, but I never said I agreed with him. I told him there was no way I was doing all the work of making a baby for him to stick his name on it. When we brought up tradition, I told him it's also traditional for him to marry me before having a baby, but he was happy to ignore that. I told him it was traditional for him to be the provider, but I do that too. And I pointed out other holes in his logic. I told him trying to bully me into submission with his red pill BS when I was exhausted from pregnancy didn't work. He should have known better than to expect me to not share a surname with my child. He said the baby should only have one surname, they do. So why's he mad? Am I the a-hole for refusing to punish my son? So me 49 male and my wife 48 female have 3 kids 20 male, 17 female, 12 female. Now our son is a uni student but is currently at home for the Easter holidays. My son is really into something called VL. I didn't really know what it was. He had mentioned it a few times but never went into detail. I still don't really know but found out a bit more a few weeks ago as I went to visit him and we went to a manga store. And I said I would buy him one. The cashier asked for his ID but he forgot to bring it. She correctly assumed I was his dad and explained that the book was 18 plus. My son looked really embarrassed and quickly told her that he's 20. He does look younger than he is, often mistaken from anywhere between his actual age and around 14-ish, and I nodded in agreement. I didn't really bring it up and just left it at that. Fast forward to now, he's home and brought a few books back with him, some regular books, and some in the same vein as the one I bought him. His youngest sister loves to read as well, and when she saw the stack of books on his side she went to grab one. He quickly stopped her and told her she's not allowed to read those. She was confused and asked why, and he told her that she's too young, and I thought that was it. Well, today I came home from work for lunch only to be greeted by my wife yelling at our son, apparently while he was out with some friends. His sister had gone up to his room to look for the books. He had put them away after she tried to read them the first time, and my wife found her reading a section that definitely earned the book its 18 rating. She completely blamed our son for even owning books like that and was talking to me about what kind of punishment we should give him. I was taken aback and told her that he did nothing wrong. He's an adult so he can own and read books like that, and he moved the books to a more hidden spot after his sister found them the first time. This has now caused a massive argument, as she's adamant that our son needs to be punished. Well, I don't think so and have said I will not support any punishment she gives him as it's unfair and he did nothing wrong. My wife is now saying that I don't care about our daughter and that I'm manipulating her and undermining her authority as his mother. So AITA. Edit, my wording seems to have confused a few people. In sorry, this situation concerns my younger 12 daughter, not my 17-year-old. Please leave your comments down below to any of today's stories. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.